If I'm not on a diet, I'm gaining weight. This is the chicken or the egg syndrome. What's up, guys? Charlie here, Food Fight Club. Welcome back in the ring. I want to ask you a question. What type of character have you cultivated? Let's discuss. Your mind has its reasoning, logical side, which is objective or fact-based, and its emotional side, which is all about how we feel. What we need to have is a balance between these two components. Imagine your mind is a board meeting. Logic is sitting on one side at the end of the table, and emotion is sitting on the other. But there's another person in the room nobody talks about. Your conditioned self. That's the version of you trained by diet culture, family criticism, shame, and fear. And every January, that conditioned self stands up and says, "We've got a new diet. This one's different." Logic says, well, the science says calorie deficit works. Emotion quietly says, I'm exhausted. I'm lonely. I'm scared. I don't want another war with food. And because we've spent years ignoring emotion, nobody even lets it vote. The problem is, if you're a very self-aware person, is that we know what we should do, and sometimes the reasoning, logical side overrules the emotional side. Then you have an imbalance of power mentally, which pushes you towards restriction and away from paying attention to your emotions. And that can lead to more negative outcomes if followed too stringently for too long. It's a lot easier to develop as an intellectual person than an emotionally aware or mature person these days. Especially as a man. Men don't look at their waistline and say, oh my, I must not be trying to balance my logical and emotional sides. We look down and we say, man, I gotta get to the gym, or I gotta start working out again. And this is why we sometimes fall for the commitment to go back on a restrictive diet. We feel rationally that we can handle the restriction for a while without causing the negative results of binging and subsequent weight gain. No. The goal isn't becoming someone who's always motivated. The goal is becoming someone who recognizes their own lies. Character isn't never wanting another diet. Character is hearing yourself say, this diet will be different, and smiling because you've heard that speech 100 times before. The goal may be to stop using food as a coping mechanism. This is where having a mental balance comes into play, but the self-awareness part is big too. You have to get them to work together, collaborate. You have to cultivate your character to the point where you can see through the line of bullshit you're about to feed yourself. People ask me, am I gaining weight because I'm not dieting? Or am I dieting because I'm gaining weight? The answer is both. They feed each other. Dieting creates restriction. Restriction creates food obsession. Obsession eventually creates binging. Binging creates weight gain. And weight gain creates panic. Panic sends you back to another diet. And that's why I call it the chicken or the egg syndrome. After a while, you don't even remember what started the cycle. You just know you're trapped in it. I was trapped in it for decades. The truth is, there's always going to be that part of you that says, let's just give this diet thing one more chance. I know we can do it this time. I promise. Things will be different this time. Like your crazy ex that was great in bed, but a nightmare the other 23 hours and 35 minutes of the day. Or you might be tempted by the GLP-1 craze out there. Look, it looks easy, right? Just take this drug and lose weight. Simple. Look, I admit It has its medicinal values when used as a tool in certain situations, but it can also turn into a medical nightmare where the complications can cause permanent damage or even kill you. That's not a logically or emotionally smart decision. I'm not judging you if you've been on it or are on it now. GLP-1 medications aren't magic. Even if they help someone lose weight, 75% of that weight is lean tissue and the remaining 25% is fat. Whereas even when you're on a restrictive diet, those numbers are reversed. Furthermore, they don't automatically heal food guilt, body shame, perfectionism, emotional eating, or self-worth. If those wounds remain, they often show up somewhere else. And what happens when you stop taking the drug? Doctors have witnessed the same rebounds as when their patients stop dieting. Just be very, very careful when it comes to those drugs, guys. I've heard horrible stories. So, now you want to know, why did I make that statement in the beginning of the video? If I'm not on a diet, I'm gaining weight. Yes, this might have some truth to it, but it's actually mostly an illusion. People tend to generalize about weight and weight gain. This is like something that they say to rationalize going on and off diets. They truly are ignorant of the fact that restriction causes binging. So of course, when you're not on a diet, you're gaining weight. That's just the way it works. They don't have a relationship with themselves or food, or if they did, it's gone bad because of disordered eating. So it's really not based in reality. The statement is based in diet culture and self-perception. They feel the need to keep up with the thin ideals and don't have a clue about how to have a better understanding of all this. I didn't. And if this is all new to you, it's okay. Then there's the question, where does your real need to be thinner or lighter come from? You have to sit yourself down and search inside for the real answer. I can't give it to you. What makes you do what you do? Do you need more attention, love, significance, connection, growth? You really need to be introspective about this. Are you like me? Did it happen early in life? Did it shape who you are? Or did it happen later? Who was involved? Family? Friends? Was it to be socially acceptable? Only you have the answers. So let me ask you a serious question. If you woke up tomorrow in the exact body you've always wanted, would you finally feel enough? If the answer isn't an immediate yes, then your problem probably isn't your body. Maybe the greatest freedom isn't reaching your goal weight. Maybe it's waking up one day and realizing food isn't the center of your life anymore. Imagine walking into a restaurant and thinking about the people you're with instead of counting calories. Imagine going on a vacation without promising yourself you'll make up for it when you get back. Imagine standing in front of the mirror and not negotiating with yourself or disliking what you see. That's what healing gave me. The weight eventually became a fraction of my life instead of the whole story. That's the difference between chasing the thin ideal and building peace. I'm going to leave it there, guys. Plenty of food for thought here. Watch this video a couple of times. And don't forget, there's a link in the description to book your private one-on-one call with me for free of charge. Take advantage of it while you can. If you like this video, drop a like, leave a comment, ask a question, and subscribe. It helps the channel. I appreciate you stopping by, and I hope this one helps you. And always remember, compliance gets rewarded, but rebellion is its own reward. Be a rebel. Take care, guys.